So hey guys, what's up? Cell here. We have some things to talk about. So there's going to be some stuff that's going on. So you guys are going to see me have weird kind of schedule going on for this channel. So far it's going to be stable, which is the good news. I think I got something figured out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be producing content for these channels, I should say VidMe and YouTube. I'm still on YouTube, but I'm kind of feel like I'm more working for VidMe because in all honesty, like I love it. It feels like early YouTube, and people are way more interactive over there. It's awesome experience. I love YouTube for what it was, and I kind of love VidMe for what it is now, if that makes any sense. So the subject today is going to be about my channel, and we'll use other, more meaningful subjects about games and stuff down the road. But I want you guys to understand where my thought process is coming with this, and what I've been thinking about a whole lot, tossing and turning even in bed at night, thinking about. So I started streaming on Twitch again. I got accepted into the affiliate program. However, last I checked, there seemed to be an issue with the tax forms not going through or something like that. So I have to get a hold of somebody in Twitch this week and try to get that cleared out. And I don't think that program, I don't know, we'll see what that does for me. I mean, you guys can donate bits and stuff like that, but I don't see any of that until it hits $100 worth, and bits are throwing pennies at somebody. So we'll see how that works out. What I'm really waiting to see is if the sub buttons thing happens and what that means or whatnot. So the schedule for that right now is going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1:30 p.m. is what I'm shooting for. I might be a little bit late. I was a little bit late the other day because the Twitch server wouldn't connect for me, and I don't know what was going on there, but it eventually worked 9 minutes later. But it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 1:30 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the reason I've chosen that slot for at least right now is with some of my back pain problems and stuff that I've been having, I feel like a 3 to 4 hour stream is pretty manageable for me. I can handle that. The other thing is it's a time of the day where I can be, sort of loud in the house and be excited about what I'm doing and not kind of have to keep it low or whatnot, because that's not very interesting to watch somebody when they're not really sharing their emotion or their mindset very much about what's going on. So that's kind of why I've decided that. Now, that's not saying that I'm going to just strictly stream at that time. I might pop out and do surprise streams and stuff like that, and even at times where I need to be quiet, so you guys might hear me being really low or something like that. But I want to have quality streams out there that people can look at and be like, okay, that's Cell being excited about a game or something going on. That's why he's laughing hysterically and getting all rambunctious and whatnot. I want to have that out there for you guys. All right. Now, as far as these channels go, I'm going to work on the video on Tuesday, Thursday, and on the weekend. And the days that I stream will be the days where the videos actually come out, if that makes any sense. So that gives me enough time to shoot the video, edit the video, which, editing a video in certain terms can take a lot of time, and then upload it. Now, we're going to have discussion videos like this, and the reason we have discussion videos is I can get a good reaction from you guys on it. We can have a good subject, a good talk about something, and maybe learn something from each other. And the thing I like about that also is that it's relatively easy to make one of these videos. It takes maybe about 4 to 6 hours for me to get this edited and then finally out. So I'm looking forward to doing more of these, but I've been experimenting with different things. I had a donation in the Twitch thing where I could get a lens kit, and I finally got that. The other thing I got I've been messing around with is if I go on trips or something like that, I can put the tripod down in a weird angle, because it's one of those flexi pods, and I can use that to make things like time lapses of the road trip and stuff, so you guys can see the examples of this. And things like that. So I've been experimenting with that, and that's where I've been biding my time putting videos up, because I've been just trying to figure a lot of these new tools that I've been given. Okay, so what I'm getting at here is the direction of the channel is what I want to talk about. And I don't want to make the video too long, but I just want you guys to understand where I'm coming from here is I'm noticing a trend on the internet that I'm not very happy with. And something that I have to deal with and kind of moderate in ways in some cases, like with Awesome Hardware, because there's certain things I notice. Some people are short fused, some people are easily offended. Okay, and I get that. I'm personally not, and I know I'm not in most ways. I can get triggered sometimes. I'm that type of person that can, but I'm usually not easily offended by things. I usually let things roll off my back. But when it comes to other people out there, people like they're watching these videos and stuff, you kind of have to be mindful of how they think and feel a little bit. But what I do want to have is a discussion about anything, about video games, about sexism or whatever that might come up on this channel for whatever reason. I want to have that discussion. And at the end of the day, I think what I'm going to do different, if you guys notice like a lot of YouTube channels, what they do is they'll just never put anybody in, block anybody or do anything like that. And, it's obvious stuff, like somebody says something racial or somebody says something really insensitive and dumb, nobody blocks them. And I'm not saying, you guys have to understand me. If you ever see me at how I mod Awesome Hardware, I don't really typically have to put a lot of people in timeout because I usually just explain, hey, this is why this wasn't cool, and just to let you know, and then that's usually the end of it for the most part. And like to give you an example is like when we're talking about hardware show, they'll talk about a subject like something NVIDIA and AMD cards or something like that, and then one person will be like, well, I like the NVIDIA cards and I have an NVIDIA card, but I'm kind of curious about AMD because of this. Or somebody says, I like AMD because of this. And then sooner or later, you got that same guy every week that pops up. It's like, AMD sucks and you suck. And it's like, and sometimes it's not even that, it's that harsh. It's just like, it's a constant like hammering on like one product or another. It's like, well, AMD is like, a furnace. AMD sucks. Anybody that runs AMD is like running the Pinto of hardware or something like that. And it's usually just like always the same guy. And what the guy's trying to do is he's adding a trigger in the chat purposely to try to trigger somebody. And then that starts a flame war. Okay. And it's not that it sets me off or anything. I don't care. I honestly don't care what, pretty much of what anybody says. If I did, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube. I think that's a thing that you have to take into factors. Like, if you're going to be on YouTube, you're going to be on the internet in general. You can't be somebody that has your feelings easily hurt. So, for me, that's not a thing. But I'm trying to keep that, that nice, welcoming community where people can talk about things. And if that guy's going to keep on being that way, I'm going to have to time him out. That's just the way it is, because I can't have somebody get triggered or something like that. But what I was saying was like, I know there's like a lot of communities, they just don't really moderate or they don't try to do anything about it. And that leaves a kind of like standoffish attitude for a lot of other people who would like to come and have a discussion, but they don't want to feel like they're going to get trolled or, hammered every time they say something. And this goes back to that whole Colin Moriarty thing where he did a dad joke and he had to lose essentially his job because he just made an innocent joke. And I've even noticed this in my own life. This year I had a friend who I thought was a pretty good friend. And, somebody I actually cared for and I would say I loved pretty much. And not like, I want to sleep with you or anything. Like, I would tell you guys I love Paul and Kyle. I don't I want to sleep with them or, screw their brains out or anything like that. But, yeah, it just was a bad situation. The whole problem was done through DMs and texts instead of actually talking to me like a person should. And yeah, it just got to the point where it was bitter. There's no good way to put it. Basically, all the nuance of what I was trying to say was lost in the conversation because it was through text and unwillingness to talk, essentially. And that floored me. Like I was heartbroken for like a good 2 weeks because I was just like, I couldn't understand why somebody's that way. And then I thought about it. I'm like, you know, it comes down to like when you're used to being on the internet all the time. You're used to just having that block button and just pressing that button and be like, okay, you're gone. I don't need to deal with you anymore. And people are kind of starting to treat each other like that in real life now. And that baffled me that somebody would go to that level. This is somebody like I have their personal phone number. I could have called them at any time I wanted to, but you know, so yeah, it really made me think about a few things and really made me think about more so how I want to build the channel. So here's the deal. We're going to have discussions here, okay? And sometimes they're going to be heated, and I don't expect everybody to agree. But if you get easily offended, please leave. Like, if you just get easily offended, please leave or bow out a conversation, or just don't bother participating in that conversation. Wait for the next week or something. So that's basically what I'm saying. But I want to build a community that is kind of conducive to people that have different mindsets and different points of views and different realities, and bring that all to the table. And, you know, the honest truth about that is the reason a lot of people don't do that, it's not profitable. I'm just going to say it. If you start doing stuff, people are going to start coming off as, oh, you're being mean, you're being a dick to your viewers or whatnot, and that spreads like wildfire. I watched the new sequel to Indie Game the Movie today, and Phil Fish went and said that he doesn't like Japanese video games very much. He thinks they're too hand-holdy and whatnot, and that he said it more harsh than that, and he had some of what he was coming, you know, at him was justified, but for the most part, the guy just got grilled because of it. And that, to me, that just wasn't right, because he shared his opinion. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is we're going to try to build something here that's going to be interesting, that's going to be all-inclusive, and if you guys are on board, yeah, stick around. If you're not, sorry, maybe Final Save Point was the thing for you, but yeah. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below. And you know, by any means, anytime you guys want to discuss a subject or something, I'm open for it. Maybe you might see me be a little bit more high-strung when I discuss stuff and whatnot. But yeah, this has been something that's both affected, I think, everybody on the internet one way or the other. And in my case, even almost kind of is like on a personal level, you know. So I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to click on the links. If you haven't been to my Twitch page yet, or you haven't seen me during a stream, if you're able to make it at 1:30 to 5 p.m. on a Monday, Friday, or Saturday at Pacific Standard Time, be sure to go over to my Twitch, and we'll hang out, talk about video games. Right now I'm playing Mad Max. It seems like I'm getting pretty close to the end of that game, and then we'll move on to something else. I also play stuff like Titanfall and Battlegrounds and H1Z1. So and I tend to flip-flop a lot. I guess you would call me a variety streamer. So, all right. So, guys, thank you once again, and I will see you in the next video.
What a way to go. What we don't know isn't worth a dime, and we nail them all. I know you're the worrying kind. Is there any way? Or do you like not being found? In time the light will fade. Don't you know I worry about you all the time?